Hello everyone, I'm Michelle Smith and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then welcome. I'm so happy you found me. I have a beautiful sunflower wreath tutorial for you today. This wreath is perfect for end of summer through early fall. The base is made using this neutral 10-inch burlap mesh using my no fray folded ruffle method. This beautiful summer DIY is easy to make and a perfect way to greet your guests. Let me show you how to make this beautiful sunflower wreath. For today's project, you're going to need a 14-inch wreath form that you can get from Dollar Tree. You're also going to need 2 rolls of a neutral 10-inch by 10-yard mesh. I'm going to be using this burlap mesh. You can pick this up any like Joann's or Michael's. Any of the large craft stores will have them. And buy them when they are 50% off. Normally this size regularly is $7.99 to $9.99. So I like to buy them when they are 50% off. So that makes this base nice and affordable. You will also need a package of pipe cleaners cut in half. For today's method, we're going to be doing the folded ruffle method. This is what it looks like with a 10-inch mesh. I think it looks kind of like a flower. I really do like this method because there is very little to no fraying on your wreath. For the 10-inch mesh for this method, you'll want to cut your mesh at about 15 inches. That'll give you exactly 24 pieces out of each roll. I prefer to use a rotary cutter, but if you don't have one, you can always use a good pair of scissors. This one I actually picked up from Dollar Tree, and it is well worth $1.25. I use them all the time. I have used them for a long time. They usually last me a good 6 to 8 months before I need to replace it. And for $1.25, you couldn't even replace the blade on any of the other type of rotary cutters for that price. So once you have your mesh cut at 15 inches, you're going to bring the 2 ends together. You fold them over each other by about 1.5 inches to 2 inches. Now this is going to make a nice big bundle. You start at one end here and you scrunch up while you hold the other end. I usually go to the middle, then I come up to the other end, and I scrunch right on down. This way you get it nice and even and in the center. You can go ahead and take your pipe cleaner, wrap it around that center. You want to pull it to the back, and the back is the side that has the cut ends. Pull that nice and tight and give it a twist. Then you can kind of open it up. If you need to do any adjusting, this is the time when you would need to do the adjusting. If you didn't get it in the center, you can pull a little bit to readjust. And that is what your little bundle will look like. I will show you one more time. You take your ends and you fold them over each other like that, so you have a tube. Press down. Grab one end while you hold the other and scrunch up to the center. Then grab the top and pull down till you meet. Hold that nice and tight. Now remember, the cut ends are on the top here, so that's your back. Wrap your pipe cleaner. Pull nice and tight and give a twist. Now I did notice with this burlap mesh, I do get a few pieces that come off like this, but once I trim it, I don't have any further issues. It's not like it continues to fray or anything. It's just part of the way it was originally made. But I don't like those things, so I always trim them off. Each roll should give you 24 bundles. I'm going to go ahead and make my bundles and I'll be right back. Now to attach our bundle to our wreath, we're going to be attaching it to the 2 bars in the middle. Now this wreath has 4 bars. If the wreath that you're using only has 3, then you'll want to attach it to the single bar in the middle. Sometimes you have a little issue with that, with the stability of the bundle. If you do, then either pick the inner ring or the outer ring and tie it to those 2. So you just take your pipe cleaners there and you wrap it around those 2 bars and pull it to the back. Pull them and give them a good twist. Just like that. And then I usually pull my pipe cleaners together and then I push them down so that they're going back forward. You will not be able to see them from the front, and that will keep the back of your wreath looking nice and clean. And then just push your bundle over. Now I did this first section, and the section is between each of the crossbars. Now in that section you will be putting a total of 8 bundles. That will give you the perfect amount of bundles out of the 2 rolls of mesh. So you will need 2 full rolls to do this wreath. I'm going to finish getting my base on and then I'll come back and we will move forward and decorate. I have my wreath base completed. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. It is so nice, thick, and full. Now once you get your base done, if you have anything that is sticking out, any little pieces that look funny, just go in and clean it up. This is the time to do that before we decorate. Now this is what the back looks like. Now you can see it looks much cleaner if you tuck your pipe cleaners. It looks nice and professional. If you turn it over, you want to make sure that your shape looks well. If an area doesn't look quite as full as the other, you want to go through, just kind of pull them and separate them side to side. That'll help widen it up and make it look a little bit more even all the way around the wreath. Now this is the sign that I've chosen to use on the wreath today. I picked this up at the 99-cent store last year or the year before. I absolutely love it. I wanted to do a wreath as soon as I got it, but I ran late last year, so here I am. I'm making up for it. I'm going to do it this year. I really love this sign. Here on the back, to attach it, I've gone ahead and put some floral wire here through the holes where the jute cord was to hang it. I've also added a pipe cleaner here in the corner and another one here in the center. Now I want to place my sign this time off center, right about there. I want it to be in the center of the wreath, but on this side. So that's the reasoning for where I placed my pipe cleaners. Now to attach these, you just simply feed the floral wire and your pipe cleaners to the back of the wreath and attach it to the wreath frame. You can attach it wherever you need to get that sign to sit the way you want it. I have my sign on. I'm very happy with its placement. It is nice and secure. And I just attached it where I needed to on the 2 bars here. Up here I did on the 2 sides with the wire. You want to make sure to wrap and tuck down both the wire and the pipe cleaners. You don't want to leave anything on the back here that's going to scratch your door. You can set this aside. We are going to work on our bow now. I like to use the Easy Bow Maker. This really does help me, especially when I'm doing a stacked bow, because it holds everything for me. And the 2 ribbons that I've chosen to use today, this one is 2.5 inches at 3 yards. I did pick this up at the 99-cent store last year. I thought it was so pretty. It is a faux burlap ribbon with this really pretty print on it. I thought it was so fitting. And then this ribbon I picked up at Hobby Lobby online. It was $3.99. It is called the Ribbon Boutique. And this is also 2.5 inches at 3 yards. But I thought that was so pretty. So bright and cheery sunflowers. To start our bow off, you're also going to need 1 or 2 full-length pipe cleaners. I chose green, that's the closest color I have. I am going to measure my tails here at 6 inches and then pinch. Place into my bow maker. Now you want your tails, you want that nice side to face up. But then when you come through for your bow, for the loops, you want to twist so that the nice side is facing down. We will be doing 2 loops on either side at 5 inches. Once you have your 2 loops on either side, go ahead and trim your tail at 6 inches. One thing I really do like about working in the bow maker is that you can go through, you can kind of set up how your bow is going to be. So you can take a look at it, see if you like it, see if you need to make any adjustments to it. And now I'm going to move to the sunflower ribbon. Again, I'm going to measure my tails here at 6 inches, pinch. And then on this one, I'm going to do 1 loop on either side at 4 inches. And measure your tail at 6 inches. You will also need 1 more piece of the sunflower ribbon cut at about 4 inches in length. Take your full-length pipe cleaner, slide it down one side, right next to the center, and pull it together, just like that. Lift up. That's going to help you keep it stacked properly. And then you want to wrap those back around into the back of your bow. Pull nice and tight and give a twist. Then you want to leave your pipe cleaners open. And then you want to open your 2 bigger loops and sunflower loop in the middle. For this smaller piece, we're going to do a tri-fold. This is what I'm going to use to wrap around the center to hide my pipe cleaner. Okay. And I just use a little bit of hot glue to help keep that down. A little bit on either end. So we're going to wrap this right around the center and pull it to the back. Glue one end down here in the center. Decide how tight or loose you want that around the center. I like that. And then glue it in the back. If you have any excess ribbon there, just trim it off. Doesn't that look pretty? Now I'm going to need a longer pipe cleaner, so I'm going to add a second pipe cleaner. Just lay it in the center, give a twist, and then take the pipe cleaner, the short one, and wrap it around one side of the long. And do the same to the other side. Now I have plenty of pipe cleaner to attach my bow. Another trick that I like to do on my bows before I attach them is I pull both pipe cleaners together and I twist for about 2 to 3 inches depending on the depth of my wreath. This way, when I attach my bow, it's not going to pull down into the center of my wreath. It'll stay up on top right where I want it. And then that way I still have plenty of pipe cleaner here to attach it to my frame. Just like that. And this is what your bow should look like. Now I like to cut my tails once I get my bow onto my wreath, and that's what I'm going to do today. Sometimes I like them the same length, sometimes I like them different lengths, but I usually decide that once it's on my wreath. The florals that I'm going to be using today are these two. This stem is small white sunflowers, and I did pick this one up from the Dollar Tree. And this stem I found last year at the end of the fall season. This is sunflowers, and this does come from Walmart. And I believe this stem normally ran about $7 or $8, and I got it for about $3. So I was really happy that I found that. I did buy 2 stems of this when I had the chance. Now to prepare these, you're only going to be needing 3 of the large sunflowers. If you're using Dollar Tree sunflowers, you may need a couple more. To prepare these, you just need to trim the stem. You want to leave about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, and then trim the leaves off of that stem. Cut them individually. It'll be easier to place them. On this one, you want to push the greenery all the way up and cut, leaving a stem approximately 1 inch in length. Now before I start gluing everything in, I like to lay out what I'm going to do first. This helps me work out a lot of problems that I didn't expect to run into. So I'm thinking about putting my bow here. Putting one of the blooms below, one near the top, and then one over here. Now I like that. I don't want too many of these large blooms. I don't want it to take it over. Plus I still like to see some of that mesh in the background. Now around those I'm going to fill in with some of these small sunflowers, and I'm also going to fill in with some of the leaves. Now on the flowers and the leaves, I'm just going to use hot glue to place them right into the mesh. And I'm going to use my pipe cleaners to get my bow set. And you do the same thing, you just move the deco mesh to the side, you feed the pipe cleaners down to the back, and you attach it to the floral frame. I like the positioning of my bow. I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to start attaching my florals. Now I'm going to get all three of my large florals placed first. Then I will add my leaves, and then I will fill in with the small sunflowers. And there you go. I am all finished. I'm very pleased with the end result. I have all of my florals and my leaves glued in. I did a little strategic placement up here to help kind of cover and camouflage the holes on the sign. But I'm super happy with how this turned out. I really like these small sunflowers. I first put them in at the side and decided they didn't look right, but when I put them in straight down, I really liked that look. I like that it's very airy. I'm very happy. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's sunflower wreath tutorial. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and some love in the comments. This really does help support my channel. And if you know anyone who would enjoy my content, please share it with them. Thanks so much for stopping by. You know it's always a pleasure to see you. I hope everyone is staying happy, healthy, and strong. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.